Hello, everybody. Joan of Heart, no make wrong, one day at a time. Nikki here with you. And we're going to look at you can't give what you don't have. Okay, so if you haven't experienced it, you can't share it or give it. Okay, so here in our program during this time, we're going to use this one liner. You can't give what you don't have. You're going to remember it, and you're going to remember it's about balance in your life. So many of us try way too hard to please others in our lives, and usually to the detriment of our emotional health, you know? So you don't have to be an addict to understand spreading yourself too thin. And also, we continue letting our reactiveness or our ego continue to control and cause more suffering. And when that happens, it's just more on the opposite end, right? We're either reacting or we're feeling overwhelmed because we're spreading ourselves too thin, whatever that looks like for you. Why? Because you were wired in the way you were wired. You're learning about that right now. You can't give what you don't have is about a personal inventory, a truth telling to yourself about your limitations, and taking care of yourself when you need to. And that does begin to happen very naturally. We were told over and over again, just trust the process. So I'm asking you to just trust the process, okay? I know you've never been here. You've never done this. You're like, oh my God, what am I doing? Don't, that's just more mind stuff. You're listening to the truth and the reaction, the yuck and the yum. You're noticing the yuck and the yum of your body as you're learning these things. Okay, so it's a truth you're telling to yourself about your limitations. Now, when that truth is overridden, that's when we fall helplessly into our minds to figure out how we will accomplish our overburdened life. In other words, we're running around like a chicken with our head cut off, okay? Trying to figure out what the heck am I going to do here? As long as we're in the head figuring it out, we are not in the present moment, number one, in allowing our yuck and yum to guide us if we're in the head. That there becomes what they call conceptualized. You have a concept of what should be happening, a concept of the way things should go, an idea, image, whatever you want to call it. We want to stay out of that. That's the old way of doing things, be going right directly to that thought process, getting the answers there. And they do come from there, but it's a different way. We'll get deeper into that. So just hang with the conversation, okay? As long as we're helplessly in our minds trying to figure out how to accomplish whatever's going on in our life, that's where the mischief is, okay? That's where it lies. The mind then becomes greedy, angry, butthurt, jealous, everything that shouldn't be. Now, if you're telling the truth, you're simply in need of a good night's sleep. Let me re-say that again. That whole thing needs to be cut out. And I'm going to redo it. So when we override you know, and when we override telling the truth to ourselves about our limitations, then we fall helplessly into the mind and we start trying to figure it out. How are we going to take care of this? How are we going to accomplish getting all these burdens out of our life? We're in a how to, what am I, figure it out. And that's where the mischief lies, okay? Because then that's just the mind mastering you, number one. And it's the mind then becomes greedy, angry, right? This is where the reactiveness lies, right? The mind then says one thing and instantly you feel it instantly in your body. You notice that it's instant. You could have a thought and then feel it in your body, or you could feel it in your body first and have a thought about it. Either way, you don't want to be in the thoughts anymore. Okay, because all you're doing is embedding that deeper into your heart. I'm going to keep it simple and say heart, and thinking that is who you are and that is not who you are. Okay. And really, you're going through all this butt hurt and jealousy and everything else, right? That shoulda, coulda, woulda been. And if you're just telling yourself the truth in that moment, you're just simply in need of a good night's sleep. We have other little things that we offer you. Halt is also hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. And I'll have a podcast for you on that. So you can go listen to that because your body is as sick as the mind, is what we learned in AA. So, what does that mean? It means that my body is addicted as well. So, it wants the alcohol, right? It wants that sensation of ease and rest and respite. And definitely, alcohol and drugs keep us unconscious. They put us out. They take us to unconsciousness. And it's exactly what I wanted out of my life at that time, was to be unconscious. So, I was in the right place at the right time for what I was trying to create, and I didn't even know it. Now, for you though, you get to know this stuff up front. You don't have to spend 40 years like I did trying to figure it out. Eckhart's given you everything that you need for this journey as well. So, you just want to keep moving forward. You want to know how your body reacts. So that's what HALT is going to do for you. It's going to give you some tools, a simple tool. Okay. Everything is simple, one liners. Why? We don't, who cares about engaging the mind in that way? We're shifting from the old mind pattern, mind loop to our body. And it's very gentle, very easy. You're doing it already. So now you can't give time if you don't have enough of it. You can't give money if you don't have it. You can't give love if you don't have it. You can't give peace if you don't have it. People can smell inauthentic behavior just like they smell a lie. You know this. We're lost in all the chatter that comes up the moment we get that flag. We know it, but then the mind kicks in, and then we're lost in that caca rather than listening to the yuck and yum of that instant reaction of the body and noticing it and going, oh, okay. I'm breathe this out. I don't, yeah. And you learn to trust that. I wish I could give it to you on a silver platter and tell you, here's how you do it. I can't do that. We can, however, through this next year, be able to together, one day at a time, every day in the now, move through. It works if you work it, right? It works if you work it. So here we go. We're just being authentic for ourselves, to ourselves, first and foremost, number one. And then just notice where we are actually at. And when we bring true balance to our lives and tell the truth to ourselves, we can be authentic with our loved ones about what we're able to give and what we're not able to give. And having that kind of straightforward conversation with people in our lives sets them up for being able to actually do the same with others in their lives. And why not be authentic about that? I don't know about you, but when I got where I was at the time, I needed to know that it was okay to just be me, to just be able to give what I could and say no when I couldn't. Just that simple act was so freeing. There's so much more to share. I always want you to know there's so much to share with you about these topics, and I just don't have it to give in these short segments. So I will continue to share, but how you get there is by allowing yourself to be honest with yourself, okay? We really have an opportunity to gift ourselves the most beautiful of gifts, and that is your authentic self. It's the most scary and exhilarating part of the expansion. Congratulations.